That was the North American premiere of About Us But Not About Us. Bravo. And please give a warm Frameline 47 welcome back to producer Perci Intalan and writer-director Jude Lana. Congratulations. So, first of all, I'm just so curious, what is it like to see it now with an audience watching, well, many of you understanding the language, but also an American audience. What did you find seeing it in the house here?
It's an out-of-body experience.
An out-of-body experience.
Watching it with an audience outside of the Philippines, so it's always great to hear the audience react.
Well, it's very special that you shared the film with us for your North American premiere. I have lots of questions. We don't have too much time, so I'll get to a couple from the audience as well. But let me start first with just the genesis of the story and also this particular scenario of essentially a two-person, two-hander film. Was that driven out of COVID necessity? Tell us a little bit about how you came up with the story of Lana Scenario.
Maybe in a nutshell, I can say that the film is also about me, but not exactly about me. During at the height of the pandemic, like most people, I was going through a lot, and I started writing just to cope because I was really overwhelmed. Things that were happening, I decided to write a journal, but for some reason it turned into a screenplay. But most of the memories that the characters talk about are my memories. So it's my way also of honoring my truths and the traumas that I went through. And so yeah, that was the project of it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Perci, in terms of the style of the shooting, it seemed like it was it's a very compressed set. You basically needed a restaurant to give you permission to shoot, but what were the special considerations for you in terms of developing the production? How long was the shoot? It's actually more complicated probably than it seems. How many days and nights were you shooting?
Well, when you told me that they had a script and it was going to be shot on one location, as a producer, of course, I went, oh, one location? Oh, wow. And then I read the script, I'm like, this is going to take forever to film. So it's actually quite challenging because it had one location, we needed to find the perfect location, and June was very meticulous about finding that one restaurant that has the character, that would sort of put you at ease, but at the same time you understand the feeling of being enclosed in a place. You'd think because of COVID it would be easier. What was easy at that point, this is 2021, was that it's easy to find a restaurant because most of them were still not operating at capacity. But what was challenging was there were a lot of restrictions still at that time. COVID cases were still up and going, up and down, and there were many safety protocols. Plus, the script itself required a total of 5 days to film. We were planning originally for just 4, but eventually it became 5. We had to lock in, so everybody had to stay in a hotel nearby because that was the protocol, the shooting protocol at that time. So it was quite intense, the whole process. Plus, June and the cinematographer Lana worked tirelessly putting the shots together. The production designer Fadul, everything was very deliberate. And because of the pacing of the film, you can't rely on a lot of gimmicks. So everything really had to happen almost in real time. And at least that was the illusion. So it was quite a challenging production for something that's deceivingly simple.
Correct. And the script is also deceptively simple. I'm so curious. I have one question about the language and the sort of code switching, or that for me as a non-Tagalog, non-Filipino speaker, I'm curious if what is deeper meaning around when certain questions, certain sentences, certain emotions are expressed in English as opposed to in Filipino language, or is that in fact setting a certain kind of style or signal of who these people are in terms of their education level and so forth?
Right. Well, I also thought at the University of the Philippines, Department of English, so that's also part of the things that are really true about the character, and also that says also a lot about where I come from as an author. But at the same time, it's also quite coded. I think that, at least it was my intention, so that whenever they switch into English, they're actually trying to hide things from each other. Because the movie is really about secrets, the things that we try to twist truths, memories in our favor. And so every time they switch talking to English, I think that they're really trying to hide things. It's when they talk in Filipino that you actually hear more truths, more things that are that reveal more of their character.
Your cast, your two leads are just wonderful, just very, very deft performances. And so tell me a little bit about whether you wrote with them in mind, and was it always, or did you cast it once the script was done? And also, did you always have it in mind that each of them would get to play Marcus at some point in the film?
Them playing Marcus is really part of the plan. It's really in the script. As I said, it's about twisting memories to your favor, and I feel that if I use an actor to play the part, that I wouldn't achieve the vision that I had for the film, where you see these two same characters playing parts, playing their version of the truth, playing their memory of this person. Elijah and Romik are actors I've worked with before, but they had to audition for the part, and we actually rehearsed the film on Zoom. There was the pandemic, so I think for almost a month we were doing Zoom meetings and reading and rehearsing.
I mean, that makes sense. It feels like a theater piece where they kind of inhabited their roles and then could perform for you. And because you said it took 5 days, was that mainly new setups, or did you have a lot of takes and you felt like, okay, now we nailed it?
Well, by the time that we shot the film, we were really ready. The actors were ready because we rehearsed it so much. And I don't usually plan the shots because I want to discover my film when I'm making it. But this one, I wanted to be very intentional with the shots. So it also took a long time planning it with my cinematographer.
Great. Let's get some questions for June and for Perci. Raise your hands and we'll repeat it. Yes, right here. You can shout it and we'll repeat it. Oh, Perci, you're very kind.
Thank you.
Yeah, I turned it off. Turned it off, sorry about that.
That was stunning. I just want to say that was a beautiful, beautiful movie.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm assuming you wrote it.
Yes. Yeah.
I love Elijah. I mean, I saw him in Gay Boys. That's when I fell in love with him. So he's such a great actor, and I don't really have a question other than I'm really moved that it's your story. That says a lot about the movie too, and it felt so real, and I was just captivated. I never found myself like wondering how long it was. I just was captivated the whole time. Probably the most of the film festival that I've been captivated like that. So I just wanted to share.
More, yes, right there in the middle and dark. Yes.
Hi, I grew up in the Philippines, and so I very rarely have seen, Filipino films here in the U.S. So this is very cool. I think it was so beautiful. Growing up in the Philippines, and correct me if I'm wrong, Philippine cinema may have changed in the last few years, but we more often see a lot of LGBT
So the questioner grew up in the Philippines and wonders, her perception is of Filipino gay characters in films is mainly as side characters, a best friend, and what has the reception been like to have a film centered squarely on two gay protagonists?
Well, as a filmmaker, I make a lot of movies with queer characters as the focus, because I want to tell stories about my community, about my Filipino community. But with this particular film, I was really scared when we had to show it in Manila, because I wasn't sure, which is so personal to me. I mean, even when the first time I brought it to Intalan, where it had its world premiere, I didn't know how people would react, because I've never been this vulnerable, made a film this just raw. And so I was surprised, it was part of the Metro Film Festival. And for the first 3 days of the festival, usually, there would probably be 3 films that would remain in chapters, and the other 5, there are usually 8 entries, and the other 5 would just, because of lack of audience, etc. But we were surprised. We were like number 4 on day 1, and by the second day we were number 2, and then we found an audience, and I was really surprised that people, for some reason, this story resonated with people.
It doesn't surprise me because it's intimate and it's bold and surprising, and it's this wonderful cat and mouse game between these two characters that keeps surprising us as an audience, and we keep leaning in and leaning in and leaning in, and it just shows you even with economy that a really smart script makes a brilliant film. So to June, to Perci, the whole team, and the Metro Manila Film Festival for helping bring you here. Thank you so much. Don't forget to vote if you're awarded. There is a very big crowd for the next film after it starts in just a few minutes. So thank you for your efficiency and exiting the theater and having a conversation. Thanks.